sorry for the poor lighting, but I'm driving, so I want to talk about, like, how does, when you walking in, like, spirit, like, how does that feel? How does it feel when you are, when your kundalini is awakened and you are just a spiritual being? First of all, we are all designed to have like a spiritual system. The system is designed to help you stay clear and balanced, basically, what I've found. And what I find to be the most accurate as far as, like, really give you a visual idea of what it's like, referred to like Egyptian art. You see entities, or what they call gods, that are in various forms. And I feel that the Egyptians, at least from my level of consciousness, I feel that the Egyptians may not have necessarily known what these gods look like. And I'm just, from what I feel right now, because I can't really get a definite look as far as the facial features. And sometimes I feel like I do, but you know, I just kind of feel like it's the ether, and it just, but I think it disappears. But as far as the actual, like, overall visual from my mind's eye, or third eye, as far as what the entities or the divine beings, they look like, they are winged. They do levitate. You know, it's not like a high flapping. It's more like a flotation, like winged beings. Some are large, some are small. And I kind of feel like that these beings can, like, change size. I feel like at times they are small, and they can penetrate your astral body and get into areas in order to help clear you out. As far as how they are, some of them have actual tails. I feel them when they are entering and, like, exiting my astral body. I feel like the remnants of something that's behind them, that is tail-like, that drags behind them. Also, they also have what I would call, like, some type of staffs or spears that they use in order to like, kind of poke at different areas in order to help clog areas that are stuck. Also, I feel, as far as the amount or the quantity of how many beings they are, it's definitely a little entourage. I feel like you house in each one of your chakras, I feel like you house a separate divine being in each one of your chakras. And once you start to clear out, then they are basically awakened like you are, and then that's when they start to do their tasks of clearing you out and making sure that you are imbalanced and clear. And this is just from, like, months and months of working, to the point where I was, like, not really just not feeling so much as life force energy as I feel now. How do I feel now that I've had more clearing than what I initially started? I always feel a feeling of just some force that is just always flowing up towards my crown. It's a constant flow, and it's almost as if it's like something that's, like, capped at your crown, that kind of is you know, it's almost like a little cap that's kind of floats over your head a little bit. That kind of gives me an indication of, you know, that something's there, that you're like housed in something. You feel just a massive amount of, like, a blanket almost around you of just energy, or just that what some may call like a magnetic field, or your Merkaba of some sort. More about the divine beings. Like I said, I like Egyptian art because I feel like they really depict these divine beings and how they surround you. If you go and you look up, Google like a pharaoh, like Pharaoh's coffin. They are notorious for just having all type of like artwork all over the pharaoh's coffin. I feel like in death, the Egyptians basically represent your dead corpse as preparing you for your afterlife too. Just like, you know, because they believe that you rose and you had to find your way back. I think you're finding your way back to being a divine being yourself, and they don't want you to lose sight of that, because I think that we all have the potential, and maybe not as much as we are now as humanity who has lost touch with spirit. I think everyone is capable of just losing that touch with spirit and falling asleep. I think that the whole purpose of the Egyptians and making the Book of the Dead, which is really is coming forth by day, is a reminder of how to not lose touch with spirit. All these gates or things that they speak of, and these challenges that you face in the underworld, I kind of feel like it's almost as if here on earth, how much demons are just evil type of individuals or situations that we come across just in our daily lives that are just infamous and that can really like just destroy us, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally. We are always challenged just in life in general. And I feel like Egyptians' point for doing that particular text is to remind you of how to overcome those things and how to stay in touch with spirit and not lose that. Because if you're a divine being and you know these things in a particular lifetime, you know that when you die, that you kind of lose memory of that. So you want to be reminded. I think that's what the purpose of that was for. But back to, I kind of went on a rant like I do. Let's go back to like the Egyptian coffins of the pharaohs and how it shows. It shows on the front of the coffin, it shows a beetle. The beetle is sitting directly like in the middle of the chest, very close to the heart, which is, I believe, that particular divine being resides within us. It's in that heart space. So you have that particular divine, which has wings, tend to have a very oval shaped like head, and can change size also. And you also have on each side of you some sort of another type of winged being that tends to like spiral. It's almost as it's like the sweep. His job on each side of you is to kind of like sweep the mess that is you know, when spirit is breaking this stuff up and it just kind of flies up out of you, these divine beings on each one of your sides just kind of grabs it and just kind of shoots it up towards the crown and just kind of help like get it out of here, you know. And then you also, in the back of you, you have another being that just kind of just sits on the back of your neck almost. And I believe that this corresponds with what they call that mouth of God chakra, that is really the protector of your crown, that sits there on your crown and really protects you. And then you have I believe you know what I'm saying, you at your third eye. Your astral body is serpent-like from what I see. Like when it kind of reminds me of the Eye of Horus, how it's just like this serpent-like figure, and it's housed in this eye, and I think that's you. That's what we are. That's it. I don't know. It's just, we're just weird. I don't know. This is just what I do feel. And why do I feel like I'm this, some type of serpent or just elongated being? It's because when spirit is breaking this stuff off of you, I feel them breaking it off of my narrow type body. So it's like, wow. So if that was not a part of me, why do I feel it? So why do I feel the needles and whatnot that are your fetters, or that keep you bound and clogged? Why do I feel that in such a way if that's not a part of me? So yeah, that's for what I think. And then, like, as far as I'm trying to find a place apart. Going in the gym to work out. But yeah, I think, you know, it really Egyptian art just kind of depicts these things, especially when the tails was really a big indication for me, like, oh, they have tails, you know, and they're small. The Egyptians saw like little people, you know, like what you say, like midgets or dwarfs. They saw dwarfs as like divine, like in close relation to the gods. Like, why do they feel that way? Well, because when you're in touch with spirit, you see that they're small. They just be running around your astral body within your chakras, and they're little. So that's why they thought of dwarf like people as being divine, and they held high positions in society just because they had a small makeup like the gods. So I mean, what does ascension feel like? If let me tell you, at first it's scary. It's absolutely terrifying. It's a lot of people, they lose their mind, you know. They if you're not properly educated and you don't educate yourself, you could really, if you're not careful, when you don't know, you could lose it, you know. And I'm sitting here and, you know, I'm on these videos and I talk, and I'm a lot of people who you know, probably look at this and be like, this girl is nutty, you know. I thought the same thing too, and I didn't even think things like this existed, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, you get to the point, and I'm just like, last night, I'm just sitting there getting work done, and in my mind's eye, I see that sacred, what the Egyptians symbolize as this scarab beetle, just sitting there with all its little arms, just, you know, just of light, of green, a green looking color in your mind's eye, just sitting there getting it done. And I'm just sitting there, laying there at night, and, you know, one of the nights when they're just got to get it done and I can't sleep, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, this is scary, but I'm not scared. I think at a point the fear just goes away. It goes away, and for me it just went away. You know, I was, you know, it took my mind it was the mind that this scared me, you know. The mind, if it can't find a conclusion, it'll just come up with something of its own, and it'll put you in a downward spiral if you let it. But I've overcome the fear that my mind would generate, and I'm past that, and now I'm just, not to say that I don't get frightened at times. Sometimes I catch my heart, you know, like if you're on a roller coaster and you get that drop, that feeling for a second, and I'll catch myself, and I'm like, wow, we've been doing this for like 8 months now. I'm still here. I'm not dead. Nothing's bad has happened to me except, you know, some discomfort, trouble sleeping, some weakness, flu-like symptoms. I'm still here. Calm down. Get it together. Get your work. Get better. You're about to be a better person. And that's what I keep telling myself. So that's what it feels like. It's scary though if you don't know, because you just go from being so physical and being on this physical, you touch, you know, and everything makes sense and whatever you're conditioned to, and then stuff just doesn't. You just get a slap in the face, and everything is not as it appears, and it's more. It's more, way more than you ever imagined. And I find myself in just awe. I sit at work, and you know, I'm just surrounded by, you know, people, and I'm just like, in spirit is just, I can just feel spirit just on my back, chilling, you know, just, it's a part of me. It's me. It's my makeup. It's my entourage. It's my spiritual gang, and it's just me. So it's like, and I just think like, wow, this is me now. And it's just like amazing, you know. And I think about other things in life, and you're like, wow, that meeting that I feel so nervous about is not that serious, or all these bills that, you know, I'm wondering, oh God, it's not that serious. Like, it's not that serious. Like, really, things just don't seem, you just don't get so consumed by your emotions and your suffering that you just, if you focus on it, you just suffer. You just go down a spiral road of just suffering. But if you just let go and just be like, okay, this is my experience. But that's how it is. I mean, you have so much stuff out here, and when your chakras are clogged and they're not clear, and you don't have spirit there to help you, you're challenged by these things. I find myself not challenged so much by the challenges of life. You know, stuff happens. Of course, stuff happens all the time. But the way I react to them are just completely different from what I used to. And I feel brave. I feel like I'm a G. I feel like I'm a G. I'm not the average person. Not because I'm better than anyone. It's just because I'm not the average person, because what I'm going through and what I've been through. And I'm just like, yo. Even when stuff is just like, I'm just like, man, whatever. Spirit with me. I'm not by myself out here. Like, I'm good, you know? That's how I feel. And this video is getting long. I'm just ranting, but I just wanted to talk about that. All right. Stay golden. Peace and love.